Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? It's Key, and I'm back in the building with another show tonight. We got the 7200 Sports Talk Show. If you don't know what 7200 seconds is, that is the hottest topics in 2 hours. Today, we are going to recap the NFL Week 2. A lot of stuff has went down. A lot of stuff has went on in Week 2 in the NFL, and we're definitely going to talk about it today. Um, so let's get into it. Um, I got what's called the Keys Top Dogs of the Week so far. These guys here, just to name a few, was the top dogs of the NFL this week. We're gonna start with Dak Prescott. He did throw for 34. He was 34-47. He had 450 yards passing. He did have 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing, and he also had a throwing touchdown to bring the Dallas Cowboys back within that game to beat the Atlanta Falcons. Also, we got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was 26 of 38. He had 286 yards. He did have 3 touchdowns total. He had 2 rushing. Also, he had 8 carries for 68 yards. And he also threw for a touchdown as well. So Kyler Murray is in the top dogs this week. Also, Aaron Jones, the Green Bay Packers. He did have 18 carries, 168 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he had 2 rushing, and he actually caught one as well. Another guy, Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. He also had a great game. He was 18 for 24. He had 239 yards, and he also threw for 4 touchdowns as well. And Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, he was 24 35, 417 yards. He also threw for 4 touchdowns as well. Got to give it up to his counterpart and throwing to Stephon Diggs as well. 8 receptions, 153 yards, and that 1 touchdown. Derek Carr. Uh, Last night, Derek Carr did perform. I think he did awesome last night against the Saints, picking up the win in Regency Alliance Stadium, that beautiful stadium in Las Vegas. Derek Carr, he is one of the top dogs this week. He was 28 for 38, 282 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also, Darren Waller. 12 receptions, 103 yards, and 1 reception. Jamar Games, what's going on? Thank you for being in the chat with me tonight. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with me. Going over uh, week 2 in the NFL, recaps everything that went on, the highs, the lows, everything that's going on. So those were my top dogs of the day. Also, we have some honorable mentions as well. That wasn't on the list. That could have made the list. That list would have been super long. But those are my top dogs: Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Adam Jones, Ryan Tannehill, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Derek Carr, and Waller were the top dogs of the week for me. Now, let's get into some topics tonight. We're going to start with the Rams and the Raiders, both 2-0 start. Who I think is a surprise, the 2-0? Honestly, I'm going to say the Raiders. Um, didn't know what the Raiders was going to start off looking like coming into the season. They did play at Carolina, who was winning in that game. Um, but the Raiders came back. Josh Jacobs last week had 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, Derek Carr looked great. The team looked good as a team to come back and win this game. And then last night they go into, of course they wasn't gonna lose in Vegas. The odds was against them. They wasn't losing in Vegas. But they did get the win last night over Drew Brees and the Saints. No Michael Thomas for Drew Brees. Looks like it hurt him a little bit without Michael Thomas. But the Raiders went in there and they knew they was winning. They did win the game by 10. Daniel Carson came in and kicked was the game winning field goal to put them up by 10. Because it looked like Drew Brees is driving, but they didn't get the onside kick. But no, I'm surprised at the Raiders start. They're 2-0. Nobody picked them to beat the Saints. Not gonna lie, I didn't either. Um, but no, Derek Carr is looking good. The offensive line for them is looking good. Josh Jacobs is running. Josh Jacobs doesn't need to carry the whole team to prove that the Raiders can win. Darren Waller, the guy is a beast. To me, he's a top 5 tight end in this league. So you can't mention the tight ends without mentioning a Darren Waller because the Saints had no match for them last night, none whatsoever, had none. But yeah, that's my surprise team that's starting off 0-2 would be the Las Vegas Raiders. The Rams is not starting bad either. Got a Jared Goff, Cooper Kupp, and also, they got them Aaron Donald. Can't forget about Aaron Donald. Of course, Aaron Donald is not human. You saw what he did to offensive line with the Cowboys and the Zeke, just manhandled them like he was nothing. So Aaron Donald is not human. He's a big part of that Rams defense. Now, what do I think? What teams shouldn't be 0-2 right now? I mean, so right now 0-2, we have Miami, we have the Giants, we have the Jets, we have Denver, we got Philly, we got Houston, Cincinnati, Detroit, Minnesota, Atlanta, and Carolina all have not gotten wins yet. Me personally don't think the Eagles should be 0-2. The Washington football team was very beatable, and so was the Rams. With the Washington football team, we were up 17-0, and then they let them come back and unanswered 27 points to lose that game. Washington definitely was beatable. The Rams, I knew they was going to give us a competition. It was going to be a hard fight game with them, both offensive line, defensively. Secondary was sound back there. Aaron Donald did not get a sack on the Eagles last week. The offensive line held up good. Lane Johnson was back in the lineup. Miles Sanders was back in the lineup. They was rushing pretty good with Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. They got the running game together. But Carson Wentz, that's another topic we're going to discuss. Couldn't get the job done. So they're 0-2. Who else? A surprise. Minnesota, I'm surprised is 0-2. I mean, I think they could have beat Green Bay, and then definitely they could have beat the Colts. At least not Green Bay, at least the Colts. Kirk Cousins had a horrible game against the Colts. 3 interceptions, and Minnesota's defense isn't all that great to begin with, but they still could have competed with the Colts. Come on, y'all let Phil Rivers and the Colts beat y'all. But Minnesota's another team that shouldn't be 0-2. Atlanta's another team that shouldn't be 0-2. Y'all had the game with Dallas. Y'all really let them come back and beat y'all 39-40. 39-40. All y'all had to do, basic fundamentals. When you in Little League, they tell you, fall on the ball. Don't let it roll. All you had to do was just fall on the ball with that onside kick. Game would have been over. But y'all let Dallas come back. Dak Prescott, 450 yards. Y'all let him throw and score 3 rushing touchdowns to get them back in the game. Also, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper both was over 100 yards receptions. CeeDee Lamb looked great. Mike Gallup, Amari Cooper, they all pulled together to get 100 yards catching, but they didn't get the touchdown because Dak pretty much got himself back in the game. But Atlanta, that's y'all game. Y'all shouldn't have lost that game whatsoever. Like, this will go down in history because y'all already know y'all known for blowing the Super Bowl 28-3, and now y'all blown a 27-10 halftime lead and lose by a point 39-40. That's unacceptable. Houston, their offensive line issues is still a bother of why they're 0-2. Deshaun Watson got his money. He deserved his money. But he's going to be running for his life. He's going to be running for his life because he don't got the proper offensive line. Offensive line, you don't have time to throw. And who is he throwing to? Got a healthy Will Fuller. If he stays healthy, will be his number 1 receiver, Will Fuller, if he can stay healthy. Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks. They're nothing like a DeAndre Hopkins. But you gotta deal with your dealt. And then you got David Johnson back there who's not looking half bad. Coming from Arizona with this Houston offense, he's not bad. But you got to give Deshaun Watson some protection. Then you got the defensive side, J.J. Watt. Of course, J.J. Watt is the heart of that defense. Denver, Denver's not looking bad. Of course, they got the injuries to Von Miller and Drew Lock. They just signed Blake Bortles to a 1-year deal. Um, got Blake Bortles coming back into the league. Got Blake Bortles coming back. He's going to be signed a 1-year deal because Drew Lock's going to be out for a while. Denver had the opportunity to beat Tennessee. With Tennessee missing all them field goals like that, they could have capitalized, but they didn't. Gaskowski kicked the field goal when it was needed. Yo, D, what's up? Thank you for joining. Let everybody know what's going on. I'm live. We talking about week 2. We got some good topics going on. Who else? The team that should not be 0-2. The Jets. They just injured all the way around. There's no receiving. Defense is bad. Sam Darnold still looking like he can throw. He's a third year QB. He's still looking like he can throw. They deserve to be 0-2. Miami, I mean, they starting off 0-2. They still rebuilding. The Giants, they couldn't compete with Pittsburgh and that defense. Saquon Barkley couldn't do anything, and then they lose Saquon to ACL injury. He's done for the year, but they did sign Devontae Freeman. So with a Gelman and a Deion Lewis, so there might be a little bit of upgrade for that running back crew, but we'll see. And you still got Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, and then Evan Ingram if he can stay healthy. The Giants could have beaten Chicago, but Chicago did pull that off, and they won that game. Cincinnati had their chances. I like Joe Burrows out there. One thing about Joe Burrows, he's a fighter. He's not going to quit. He's going to go out there and play his all. He knows how to sling the ball down the field. They could have beaten this Browns team, but their defense could not stop Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt last Thursday. They had opportunities to beat this Browns team, but they came up short. His offensive line, he still needs some offensive line work as well. But Joe Burrows will be good in this league. He goes up against the Philadelphia Eagles this week. So we'll see how that game is. Detroit had chances. They was up with Chicago. They could have beat Chicago. DeAndre Swift at the last second dropped that ball. They could have got the game-winning touchdown for them. And then, of course, they had Green Bay. And because they was up the Green Bay game, too. They just don't know how to keep leads. So, Atlanta. So, all these teams are – and Carolina. Now, Carolina was winning against the Raiders. Of course, the Raiders did stop for Christian McCaffrey. They didn't let him go loose, but they did contain him enough. They didn't win that game. Teddy Bridgewater still getting adjusted to being a starter again, having his own team, trying to find his receivers. They lost that game. Now, unfortunately, they did lose Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. So, and then Carolina did lose, last week as well. So they lost CMC 4 to 6 weeks. He's going to be out. Mike Davis is going to get the workload with the carries. So yeah, there are your 0-2 teams who I think shouldn't be 0-2. Again, Philly shouldn't be 0-2. The Giants shouldn't be 0-2. Definitely Minnesota and Atlanta shouldn't be 0-2. Now the surprising 2-0 teams. Buffalo's 2-0. We got Tennessee is 2-0. Of course, the Raiders are 2-0. Baltimore, KC, Green Bay, Seattle, the Rams, and Chicago, all 2-0 right now. Of course, I expected KC to be 2-0. They were down, and they definitely came back. Harrison Butker kicked 3 field goals in a row. 3. So he definitely is the boot, definitely is the league of that team to get you field goals, and they won that game against the Chargers. That was a good competitive game against the Chargers. Justin Herbert, we'll talk about him later on. He did get the start. He didn't look bad for the rookie. Tyrod Taylor got hurt in the beginning of the game. Before the game started, something was going on with his chest. Justin Herbert got the start. Seahawks. Russell Wilson is killing it. He did beat the Patriots last Sunday. That game was back and forth down to the wire, but they did lose a key part of their defense as well. And the Rams surprisingly are 2-0. They did beat Dallas. They did beat the Philadelphia Eagles team. Speaking of Philly, let's go into this Carson Wentz situation. Is Carson Wentz in trouble right now? It's sad to say is I'm the biggest Eagles fan you will ever see, but Carson Wentz is in trouble. I don't know what's going on with him mentally. He's making poor, horrible decision making. Where to throw his where to throw the balls. He is overthrowing receivers. He's throwing in a double coverage. He's getting turnovers. He's not thinking clearly. He's holding on to the ball too long. Carson, what are you doing? Is it mentally, are you scared that Jalen Hurts is going to come in and possibly steal your job? Is it because there was no preseason that you really can't connect with your receivers? We needed receiving. We needed raw receivers, and we went out and got some. Of course, Marquise Goodwin opted out for, reasons was going on, which I totally don't disagree with that. But then you got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, second-year player trying to redeem himself. And you got John Hightower, you got this rookie. Jalen Reagor is our first-round pick. We have all this speed, but you're overthrowing guys. And then you got Zach Ertz, and of course you got Dallas Goedert. And then again, you got Miles Sanders. Like, dude, what are you doing? I think you need to do whatever you need to do. Take a mental game and look at yourself and look at what are you doing. Yes, you saying, oh, I got to make better choices. But you go in and do the complete opposite. That interception, as we're driving, we had a real good drive against the Rams, and then you throw the interception in the end zone. Why would you throw it there? Nobody was open. Arcega-Whiteside was double covered. Who are you throwing it to, Carson? Honestly, I really think if the Eagles do not beat the Bengals this week and Carson has another horrible game, Jalen Hurts is coming in this game. Why not give Jalen Hurts an opportunity? Why not? This will be drafted him for? Is Carson afraid? I really think is that something's messing with his psyche. He's like, okay, well, maybe if I don't perform, that possibly I can lose my job. Why not? Maybe this will be a wake-up call for you. You used to run in the pocket. You used to run. When the pocket was collapsing and you seen an open hole, you used to run. And there were clearly opportunities where the whole field was wide open on Sunday. You just sat there. You could have ran. Are you scared because you don't want to get hurt? The ACL, the knee injury? You can't. Yes, football is physical. Yes, you will have injuries. But you can't let that control your mind and take over everything, because then you're not going to produce and you're not going to be productive for your team. Carson, you got to get it together. If not, Jalen Hurts is coming in this game early, and I see it. And then Jalen Hurts is going to carry the team. Why? Because he's a little bit younger. He's a little bit faster. We definitely know he's an athlete. We've seen him in college. We see how he did in Alabama and Oklahoma. We see how he is. He's a good quarterback. And why not? And then he got these younger guys that have the speed and the arm. Imagine a Jalen Hurts throwing Deshaun Jackson a bomb for a touchdown. I think that's going to happen. Carson needed to get it together. If not, he's going to be sitting on the bench. So, yeah, Carson Wentz is in trouble. He definitely is in trouble. We can't afford to go down 0-3. Because right now it's Dallas and Washington tied for first. And then 0-2 is the Giants and the Eagles. Me personally, Eagles are the worst in the conference. The Giants and everybody else is better than us right now. And that sucks. Next topic we're going to go into. Last night's game, again, got the Oakland. Sorry, not Oakland no more. They in Vegas. Got the Vegas Raiders against the New Orleans Saints. No Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is going to be out for a couple of games. Who does the Drew Brees throw to? Well, you got Emmanuel Sanders. But Emmanuel Sanders isn't a good number one receiver. He's always a good number two. And last night was the time for him to shine to be number one. But I really don't think he maybe was targeted maybe 2 or 3 times and never caught the ball. I don't think he had any catches. Harris, no, Smith got some catches. Brees was thrown to Kamara. Kamara can't be Superman and save the team. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's a good runner. Yes, he's a good back to catch out the backfield. Come on, Drew. Drew, I think you show in your 41-year-old age. You're not the same quarterback as you was in the start of 2019. You was using Jared Cook. You was using Smith. Did not use Emmanuel Sanders whatsoever. Because, of course, it's going to be Michael Thomas and it's going to be Emmanuel Sanders. Now, if Michael Thomas is in that game yesterday, I think the game would have been a little different. This clearly show you Michael Thomas is definitely needed. Because Drew Brees didn't know how to spread the ball around to utilize other players besides Kamara and Jared Cook. Now, is the Saints in trouble? I mean, they are 1-1. They're pretty good right now. But moving forward, is this what we need to look forward to? Is Drew Brees showing his age? Can he still be an elite quarterback? Let's look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady not having the best of the games either. He's coming off a 1-1 start. His first game, he throws 2 interceptions. And he loses. So so I don't think, Brady's with a new team. He has all those weapons to utilize. Is his age showing? Is he hitting his peak? Or is the cliff, as Max Kellerman would say off the first take? Has he hit the cliff? Taysom Hill is ready to be a starter in this league. Could Taysom Hill possibly step in? Is this Drew Brees last year? We don't know. We'll see how the season goes on. But the last couple games, Drew Brees hasn't been himself. Hasn't produced and put up the numbers. I feel like there's no Michael Thomas to do that for him. So, Drew Brees, is his age starting to show? It might be a little bit, because last year he was starting off hot and everything else. So yeah, Drew Brees, you're showing your age a little bit. So you're going to be 42, 43, I think, somewhere around there. You can't play this game forever. Trust me, you'll go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play this game. But we'll see as the seasons go, as the games go. We'll see if Drew Brees is really going to show his age, or he's still going to be the Drew Brees that we used to. So the next topic is not having a preseason the case of all these injuries. A lot of injuries went down in week 2. Saquon Barkley tore his ACL. He's done. Joey Bosa. We had a Davante Adams in Green Bay hurt his hamstring. Like, these key guys for these teams went down with injuries. Is it because not having a preseason? Is it the case? Me personally, I think it is. Only because with preseason, you have 4 games before the regular season starts. This is your opportunity to get the rookies up to game speed, how the NFL is played. Just get the chemistry between starters and receivers. Starters, receivers, the line, the defensive line, the quarterbacks. This is where they get the time to gel, to see what they got, to see how it do. It's like a practice, but with other teams. Pretty much the preseason for me is how these rookies is supposed to know how NFL games are played at game speed, how fast the game, and time, and everything. Because of this preseason didn't happen, we're seeing some sloppy football as well. with a lot of these teams. Sloppy football because of no preseason. Yes, y'all did have training camp and things like that, but they didn't have no OTAs, no organized team activities to get the bond together, to start gelling. Y'all didn't have none of that. Y'all didn't have none of that during the preseason. So you couldn't get the rookie quarterbacks to throw and see how everything was. These are why all these injuries are happening. That's just me in my opinion. No preseason. Everybody's getting hurt. And a lot of people got hurt week 2. A lot of people. Key players for teams losing their best. Now the next man up has to step up for these teams again. Saquon's done for the year. They brought in Devontae Freeman to help out that running game. No Joey Bosa, no Bruce Irvin, in the Seattle. Malik Booker went down. Hooker went down. So a lot of these injuries is because of no preseason, and actually a preseason and the OTAs, really does count for how the games are started and how everybody can gel together and the chemistry is formed. Preseason. So that is a big thing not having a preseason this year. So hopefully next year things will be better and we won't see as many injuries like we did last week because that was crazy. Everybody was dropping like flies. Also, NFL has fined. They're not playing around with this. The coaches not wearing masks on the field. They did get Gruden. They got Gruden last night. They got Sean Payton as well. Vic Fangio for not wearing their mask on the sideline. Like the NFL is cracking down on everything with these fines. I think it's because they don't have no fans in the stands, so they need to get their money back somehow. So y'all just gonna start fining cats for not wearing their mask. It's not hard. Y'all was laughing at Andy Reid where he had his face shield, but Andy got it together. He got his face shield. He got some stuff where it don't fog up his glass. So he was chilling. Just wear the mask. Just like if he was outside going to the store out and about. Just wear a mask. I get it. Just wear it. Unless you want to keep getting fined. NFL is cracking down that they're not playing with coaches who don't have their mask on during these games. So I understand it could be hard. You trying to call them to play into the microphone and things like that, but just wear the mask. Just wear the mask. It'll save all this aggravation. Just wear the mask. Just do it. In the words of Nike, just do it. Just wear the mask. What defense is going to struggle because of their hurt, their injured players? 49ers definitely took a hit. No Richard Sherman. No Joey Bosa, and also Solomon Thomas also tore his ACL. Two players on the defense both are done for the year with ACL injuries. Do the 49ers struggle? Will it be hard? They're not going to be the same 49er team like last year. Not going to have Joey Bosa coming off that edge trying to sack the quarterback. Not going to have that. The Colts took a hit with Malik back there at the safety. Towards Achilles, and then again, also Bruce Irvin, another one, ACL. Seattle's going to take a hit as well. That was one of their best guys, along with Bobby Wagner back there on the defensive side of the ball. Now with Seattle, my thing is with their defense that I'm worried about because Russell and that offense is going to score points. But can the defense hold on back there? Of course, you got Jamal Adams back there. Jamal Adams looked great back there, but they did let Atlanta get 450 yards in the air. But yet, I'm not sold on their defense as of yet. So, Russell's going to have to keep playing lights out for Seattle to keep winning. Because defense, I don't know. But San Fran, I don't know. I think they took the biggest hit. We'll see next week as their defense. Somebody has to step up. Next man up. But I think it's San Fran is going to take that hit on defense the worst. You're missing your defensive rookie player of the year last year. So what's up, EJ? Thank you for joining. Hit that like button, y'all. If you haven't comment, like and subscribe. So that 49er defense definitely going to struggle with those injuries. So I think that's going to be the biggest hit for them. But also they 49ers just hit all around, let's just say. Jimmy G's out. So we got Nick Mullins starting. Raheem Mostert, he went down. Who else got hurt? Deebo Samuel still not back yet. So the 49ers definitely is hit on defense and offensive side of the ball. Kyler Murray and this Arizona Cardinals. Y'all think they for real yet? Are they for real? And I'm going to say yes. I think they are the real deal. Right now in that NFC West, there are 3 teams that are 2-0 right now. It's the Cardinals, it's the Rams, and it's the Seahawks. They are all undefeated right now with 2-0. They are all undefeated. That division is going to be crazy. But Kyler Murray is, I think, the real deal in the Cardinals. EJ said with the 49ers D line getting hurt, yeah, they got a chance. The Arizona Cardinals, I think, is the real deal. Last year they was just getting the pieces together. They was competing. Now they have a chance to actually go further. They beat a San Fran team last week 1, 24-20. And then they beat a very good Washington football team with their defense. Kyler Murray ran for 2 yards, for 2 rushing touchdowns, and he threw for 1 last week against the Washington football team, and they looked good doing it. He got DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best receivers in the game. He got a Kenyon Drake who does run well. Also with a Larry Fitzgerald and a Christian Kirk, and their defense isn't half bad. So I think Kingsbury is doing what he can do to get this team together. We'll see if this momentum keeps going for him, but I definitely think Arizona is definitely going to be competing with some of these teams. So he's definitely going to be looking out for him. Again, he almost threw for 300 yards. He had 286, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, and he threw 1. Prince Sean, what's going on? Thank you for hanging out with me today. He's in here talking some football. You know what's going on. I'm talking about is Kyler Murray and Arizona Cardinals the real deal. In my opinion, I think they are. So teams gonna be on the lookout now, but everybody's like, "Oh, Kyler Murray is too small. He's too young. He can't do this." I think he's proven that he can compete with these teams in the NFL, and San Fran was one of them. Week 1, nobody put them to beat the 49ers because I sure enough ain't pick them. I picked the Niners to win that game, but I was wrong. But no, Arizona is definitely showing out. I think they definitely can compete with this NFC West division. Like I said, 3 teams in that division are already 2-0, off to a great start. Cardinals are a good team. So talked about Kyler Murray. Talked about Carson Wentz being in trouble. Is he in trouble? Definitely the 49ers defense is going to struggle with those injuries. So let's talk about who's going to be on the hot seat already. We're already talking about coaching getting fired already. We got Dan Quinn and we got Adam Gase. Me personally, Dan Quinn should have got booted for this Atlanta Falcons team. He should have got booted. You had the Patriots 28-3 with a Tom Brady. No, Dan Marino does not coach. You had a New England Patriots team who was down 28-3. And what did you do? Even though Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator then. But what do? You let the gas off, you put your foot off the gas and you let them come back. When they was dominating Brady, Adrian Claymore was dominating Tom Brady was sacking them everything, and y'all let them come back and beat y'all in the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn should have been fired then. Should have been fired. Kyle Shanahan went on to coach for the 49ers. And what does he do in the Super Bowl? He let the lead slip. He took the foot off the gas as well with KC and let Mahomes come back and do his thing. Dan Quinn should have been gone. Sean, if he was the coach for the Lions, think he would actually lead them in the first round of the playoffs. Who, Marino? I mean, of course, Dan Marino was getting his time with. Yeah, I mean, was good with Miami back in the day. He's another guy who didn't win a Super Bowl ring. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame for a quarterback, great quarterback. But again, Dan Quinn should have been fired, dude. Adam Gase, we're just not gonna talk about what he's doing over there with the Jets. How do you not want a Le'Veon Bell on your team? And just the things that you're doing with the Jets is going all downhill. Sam Donald act like he still can throw his third year in. Jamison Crowder gets hurt. You lose Jamal Adams. Le'Veon Bell's hurt. You have no receivers. That team is just a mess. That's why they're 0-2. Adam Gase needed to get fired. I wouldn't be too surprised if I see these two coaches be going at least by their bye weeks or later on into the week. It's cool, Sean. It's all right that you really don't know much about football, but I do appreciate you being in the chat, though. But yo, Adam Gase, he should have been fired with the Jets. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a coaching change, and then in the later parts of the season, maybe on a buys. So hopefully, the Jets can get their organization turned around. So that's with the Jets in the hot seat with Adam Gase and Dan Quinn. Now has Josh Allen silenced the haters? Josh Allen is a great quarterback to me. He led the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs last year. Sean McDermott is doing something right with that team over there. Got a good defense. Got Devin Singletary, running back. They went out and got a Stephon Diggs from Minnesota to help Josh Adams. Already got a Cole Beasley over there as well with the receiving core. He's proven he can be the real deal. And also, whoever the haters was who said he can't throw, he threw a bomb last week. I believe it was the Stephon Diggs. Nat Jones was right on the money. It was perfect. So whoever say Josh Allen can't throw, the boy can throw. And he can also move with his feet as well. But Buffalo, Miami did give a run with Buffalo Sunday, but Buffalo proved that they were the team who was going to win that game, and Josh Allen brought them back within that game to win against struggling Miami. So Josh Allen is the real deal. He silenced the haters with what he can do athletically. He can run, he can throw. The boy can play. But I got the Bills still winning that AFC East division as well. Clay Matthews still does not have a job. He went from Green Bay to let him go, and then he went to the Rams. The Rams let him go, or he didn't resign. But with all these injuries that's going on, I wouldn't be surprised if teams do pick up a Clay Matthews. We will see him on a team somewhere. We never know. Somebody call him up. He's not doing nothing. He can still help a team. Man, one of these days I gotta get to Philly during the night. Come on down. I'll show you around. There's no problem. We not going. Philly's not bad. It's just nothing really going on because everything, pandemic and everything. But no, come on down. It's great. We hang out. But no, Baker Mayfield. We're gonna move on to Baker Mayfield and his Browns team. Baker Mayfield, are you sold yet? Am I sold on Baker Mayfield? I know this year he don't have any excuses. He got some offensive line help to protect him. He still have the best 1 and 2 combo of Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. You're interested to see the 76ers play. Um, Sixers games aren't bad. They're fun. I've been. I sat not too far from a couple rows back from courtside. I was that close. But no, the Sixers definitely. If you're ever in town to catch a Sixers game, they'll definitely want to go visit them. Baker Mayfield, I'm not sold on him yet. Again, he doesn't have excuses this year. Should be no issues why he can't throw the ball and get the balls that he needs to throw to. Last year he had an issue. Seemed like he wasn't throwing the ball to OBJ. He was just throwing to Landry. We gotta get everybody involved. Now you gotta. Can the Eagles come back, or is it Dallas division? If Carson Wentz, I'm gonna say this, EJ. If Carson Wentz doesn't get it together, it's going to be Dallas division. That's what I'm going to say. If Carson Wentz can turn things around, the Eagles can come back. But until Carson Wentz fixes things, right now it is a Dallas division to win. Yeah, Baker Mayfield don't have no excuses. He has the weapons around him. He got the 1-2 tandem of Nick Chubb and the Kareem Hunt. You got to get tight end as in Austin Hooper, and you got one of the best receivers. You got Jarvis Landry on one side and OBJ on the other. You have no reason not to produce. I'm not really sold on that game against a Cincinnati team. You should have beat the Cincinnati team with a rookie QB at the helm. But again, Joe Burrow didn't look bad, and Cincinnati didn't look bad at times. But I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield and the Browns just yet because you beat you beat a rookie quarterback in Cincinnati. AJ Green, if he can stay hurt, definitely will help out Joe Burrows. T. Higgins as well. Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon back there with at the running. So Cincinnati has a okay team. Just they need help at the offensive line position. But I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield just yet. I'm not trusting them just yet. I gotta see him play some more games in the harder teams, and not the Bengals. Couldn't put up numbers against Baltimore. So let's see what he does, and let's see what he does. I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield just yet. And what I got here, what I got here is so let's talk about Joe Burrows and Justin Herbert. So Justin Herbert, he did get his first start with the Chargers. Tyrod Taylor got hurt, so he did play. He stepped in. Now, I must agree. Justin Herbert did not look bad. Of course, he made the rookie mistake. He got that interception, but he did not look bad. He actually looked great. He actually looked good to come in at last minute to find out he was actually starting, and he almost got the win against the champs, against KC and the Chiefs. He almost got the win. But I think you're still going to see Justin Herbert right now. I don't think Tyrod Taylor, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. But I think Herbert is going to be good with this Charger team. Get him more reps with the first team. He's going to be all right. You got Austin Eckler, also Josh Kelly, Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry. So he has some weapons to throw to. Mike Williams. So he has the weapons. I think Justin Herbert will be good for that Charger team. Joe Burrows as well, as I said. Joe Burrows, definitely he knows how to win. He knows he's an athlete. He can throw touchdowns. You've seen him in LSU in college, the national championship game. The man threw 60 touchdowns in his college career. 60. So, again, we got to give Cincinnati an O-line. And, some more weapons for Joe. Cincinnati would be good. Defensively as well. But, so that looks like I did cover everything that was on my list to cover with this week. Week 2 is definitely in the books. Now, my predictions last week, I did go 11-4, which I did not do too bad. The games that I lost to because I picked Cincinnati to beat the Browns. I picked the Eagles, of course, to beat the Rams because I thought we could have beat the Rams. Minnesota, I lost to Minnesota. I'm not picking Minnesota no more because every time I pick Minnesota, they lose. And the Saints. I picked the Saints to beat the Raiders. So I came out 11-4. Didn't do too bad. Shout out to my guy Malguli in our Pick'em League. He went 15-1. The Saints the only one that gave him that loss. So he's the top dog in the bunch. But no, I didn't do too bad. 11-4. I'm hoping I can keep the double digit wins going. Hopefully I can have a perfect score or close to it for week 3. Now, we're gonna wrap up a little early because that is me. That is with the topics tonight. Always comment like let's see. Sean said it's between Indiana, Philly, or New York. For where? Visiting. We're going to a game. Okay. I definitely I've been to well I haven't per se been there, but I've been to Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden is a good catch a Nick game. Definitely want to catch a Sixers game. Wouldn't mind seeing a Pacer game. That should be fun. But no, I'm gonna wrap up, guys. I do appreciate everyone who did watch, who hopped in, who showed me some love tonight. I know the Lakers are on, so the Lakers can go up 3 games to, I believe it's 3 games and then they can go up. Can the Nuggets at least get 1 game and avoid the sweep? Also, if you haven't liked, subscribe to the channel. Key in the building. Comment, like, and subscribe. Also, I cover all Philly sports: Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies. Also, go like, comment, like, and subscribe to my home, the Spotlight Sports Talk Network. Great content over there with the guys, EJ, Malguli, Jake, all the guys over there. Gangrene David covers the Jets. If you want a Jets fan, got Malguli covers Chicago. D over there, he's a big Raiders fan. Also, comment, like, subscribe to his Raiders Spotlight Raiders Talk. Jake, Chargers fan, catch his weekly shows every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Also on the Spotlight Sports Network as well. Morning show, come holler at us every Sunday before the games kick off. We're gonna do our weekly picks. We're gonna roast some people. We're gonna put somebody on blast who needs to be put on blast. So check that out on Sundays. Also, check out the website as well. SpotlightSportsNetwork.com. We also got the merch. Get your Key in the Building merch. Get your masks, hats, and shirts. Also, and guys, I appreciate you. I'm always in the building. I'll see you in another video.